Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody, at Farm Progress Show 2025. My name's Tanner. This is Corey. We're a part of the Farm for Profit Podcast. We've also got a celebrity in the house right now, Kyle Kirkwood, the driver of this beautiful Indy car, sitting right out in front of the stage. He's got an opportunity to meet with folks here, and then he gets to be the victim of our questions during an interview at noon. So take advantage of the time that you've got here hanging out with him. We're going to talk a couple of Sukup products while you're in here and in line to try and keep you entertained. We're excited to do a What's Working in Ag segment here at the Farm Progress Show, Corey. It's always nice to learn about products, be able to share those with our audience, because we sometimes get to learn about things that the audience doesn't get to see when they don't show up.
That's true, and we got new things to talk about.
New things with an old friend.
That's right.
Randy
right.
Marks. How's it going, Randy?
Good. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. For the people that don't know or don't remember, who are you and what do you do with Sukup?
All right. I'm Randy Marks. I'm the material handling product director, so kind of head up all the products that move grain, essentially. So we've got some of the products here on display today, and I tell you what, guys, this is the best weather I've seen at a Farm Progress show, I think, in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't think I'm coming back unless it's this nice.
That's right. That's right.
That is absolutely
Normally we are just
correct.
sweating at
Yep.
this show. Yep.
So you get to talk all things grain handling, and we got a couple of new things to talk about this year.
Yep.
Which one do you want to tackle first?
Well, we can start with maybe the dual flow distributor, because we do have that one here on display today. That one's sitting over here. That one uses a control system that our sync team helped develop, and that's it's been kind of on the back burner here the last year or so, and kind of worked through some things, but they really got that worked out now, and we are got 3 of these out in the field working today, and we're excited to display it for the first time with a automated system.
So dual flow. What? That sounds fancy, but like, where is this? Is this going up at the top of like a grain leg?
Yeah, so this thing, so a lot of times on the farm, you're going to have a wet leg and a dry leg, right?
Yep.
So you're going to bring that grain in. A lot of guys aren't sure where they're going yet, depending on what bucket elevator might be running. So we hook both bucket elevators up to the same distributor, and then that gives them the option then to go into any bin on their farm with that. We've got 8 outlets on it, so 8 different choices for them to go. And with that program, they can go in there and they can name those bins so they know exactly where they're dumping and what leg is dumping into them.
No longer do we have to sit here with our big wheel and make sure that it locks into spot.
That is
Give it
correct.
the shake.
Before this, was it you could just do single flow?
Well, we had, so single flow, I guess, if you want to go with that term. You could drop, the grain from one bucket elevator into a distributor, and then from there you'd have to distribute that one, and you'd have to have a second one then to distribute the grain on that one, which made it a little bit more complex, I guess, when you're trying to direct that grain to the right grain bin.
Right.
Yeah. We came by a site on the way out here, and we made a comment on how many distributors we saw.
Oh man, it had so many drop tubes.
It was
It had 3 legs. It looked 3 or 4 legs.
absolutely lucky. So yeah, stop there on your way back. You might have a solution. For
It's just
There you
north of
go.
here.
Yeah. They get pretty complex in times, so.
So is that what's sitting out here with the windows that you can see in?
That's exactly what that is.
Do they all have windows, or is that just
No, they don't all have windows. Most of them are going to be completely enclosed, but that gives you the ability to look inside and see actually how that thing is working. So, when you get it on your farm, you know what the inside of it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, another thing you've got coming out that'll be new is what I think Corey's most excited for, and that's your 14-inch double run.
Yeah, it sounds like Corey might be my guinea pig on that one, to be
I've been
honest.
pushing for it. I need some capacity. I unfortunately don't have a leg, and I'm trying to do it without a leg, and so I want to unload trucks fast.
Yep. So we are looking at the 14-inch double run. Unfortunately, that we do not have that on display yet. That is actually so new Yeah, we're
You'll have
talking about it before we even have it done.
You'll have to
yet,
come
right?
see it at my farm.
That's right. We're gonna come to Corey's farm.
I
and
don't
check
know
it
if
out.
being the guinea pig on something experimental is that great.
What was that commercial about mowing? It's not how well you mow grass, it's how well you mow fast.
Yeah, something
now
like
it's not
that.
how well you move grain, it's how well you move grain fast.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Corey, but you're really not the guinea pig. And we've got how many double runs out here? We've
Right.
sold 8-inch, we've sold 10-inch, we've sold the 12-inch, and we had a 6-inch one we took kind of off the market for a while just because people were looking at higher capacity ones.
Yeah.
So we've got a really good, strong track record. So I think you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I have a 12-inch right
Yeah.
now for loading our trucks. We have a reclaim system, drags to that, and it has worked flawlessly for us. We're on year 3 with it now, and I haven't found a problem with it. I love how quiet it is, and it pumps the grain fast.
So how does a double run work for those that are used to using augers?
Yeah, so double runs is what we've got is basically a chain and paddle assembly like you see in a drag conveyor, high plate conveyor, and then we use that paddle, that chain that runs around basically in a oval fashion. We'll take the grain on the bottom side of that tube and then return the chain in the top side of that tube, and then that. The nice thing about that is we eliminate any steel-on-steel contact, too, because those paddles inside of there are a UHMW paddle running inside of that tube, so it really helps with wearability.
Yeah. It's great. Like I said, it's very quiet. It's tried and true, even though you guys said you had a 6-inch one at one time, but in the hog industry, they're even kind of using this in feedlines. Have you seen those, Tanner?
I have, and I
don't know how they go through all those turns.
Well, those are done a little differently. They
Yeah.
actually use a cable system, I think, and a
Yeah.
lot of those are not using a chain like we are,
Yep.
so they use a cable, and that gives them the ability to kind of snake them around.
Maybe like 50
Yeah.
years down the road, it'll just be this double run that goes to all of your bins and snakes around.
and then you just pick which one it drops into.
Yeah.
like a feed system. We also had a couple of advancements coming on the conveyor side too.
Yeah, we've got our new belt conveyor. Now, we don't have that here on display either. We will have that probably at some of the more commercial shows. We've seen the commercial market has really taken off, right? There's a lot of expansion going on the commercial side, and they really want to move grain. Usually they're trying to move 20+ thousand bushels an hour. A lot of times we're seeing, barge loadouts, rail loadouts, things like that. So they want the high capacity piece of equipment. So naturally, we've got everything else that moves grain. So we got into the belt conveyors, and we actually got our first one up and running here this week. I just saw the video of that here this morning on that. So we know it's working right now. We've got 12 of them there that we're getting poised to put into place and move some grain.
Well, we appreciate your efforts on helping the commercial side of this because there are a lot of facilities that need to step their game up.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about needing to move grain fast, they do. That is probably
Sitting in line at the end user elevator is the worst use of my time.
Yeah, I think a lot of farmers would appreciate a faster moving line when they go to take their grain to market.
So are these are something that you'd put in place and it would stay there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like going to be a unload belt for a truck or something like that.
No. This really isn't targeted for maybe some larger farms. We could use some of these, but usually large farms, commercial elevators. That's going to be more the target market for those belt conveyors, and that's really why we don't have it on display here today. It's not something that every guy's going to come up and be like, oh, that's what I need for my farm.
Yep.
So.
Back to that 14-inch double run. You have 12 already in place. 2 inches doesn't sound like it that much. What are we talking?
It doesn't. But that 12-inch, we're at 10,000 bushel an hour, and that 2 inches is going to get you up to 15,000 bushel an hour with that double run. So it
Because
does
it's
matter.
a volume.
It does matter.
It's 2 inches bigger around.
Yep,
Right.
that's right.
So it's volume, right?
Yep.
It's just like when we're talking tile and you go from a 4 to a 6. It's not just 2 inches. You're
Yep.
like over doubling your capacity.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So what kind of horsepower are we talking? Like we got to run that thing?
Well, a lot of that's going to depend, just like it does on your 12-inch double run. What are you doing with it? Are you going just from point A to point B? Do you have it at an incline? And then how long is that? So, I mean, we can be talking anywhere from, probably as small as a 10 horsepower motor up to probably a 30, 40 horsepower motor on
Yeah, you
something
got to
like
have some
that.
soft starts and all that kind of stuff.
You do, and then you get into that whole conversation. What do you got for power on the farm? A lot of these farms, that are set up as single phase power. Well, Well, in this day and age, if you look at a lot of the products you see here today, a lot of these are going to require a three-phase power system to keep everything going and running.
Yeah, and what we found is even if you have three-phase, sometimes that's not, clean enough on all legs. You have to do some stuff there. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, Randy, it's always great to catch up with you. It's always a pleasure to be a partner with Sukup, and it's really fun to see some advancements, especially things that Corey asks for. And apparently that's all we got to do is say, Corey, we need this.
I'm going to become like the chief innovation officer. Someone probably has that role.
Didn't you already have that once for John Deere?
No,
Or was
no,
that?
he
I
lost.
came in second.
Second. Okay.
That was CTO.
He's like,
CTO.
I had to make him the honorary CTO of Farm for Profit.
There you
because
go.
His feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
But no, always a pleasure. We appreciate it. If they want to learn more about Sukup, how do they do that?
Hey, the best place to go find more information on Sukup is our website. It's www.sukup.com. Look us up. All of our literature, everything you see here, all going to be on there as well.
Awesome. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you, guys.